Gang,
What's
gang, gang.
okay? What's going on, guys? It's Minority Report here. Over here. I can't even talk right now because he interrupted me already. Okay, but Minority Report is just us three guys from the vault. EP, Terrence, and Marcus. All right, we're the minority group. Okay, we talk. We interview random coaches, but this week we're doing something a little bit different. We're taking an introspective look at our mental growth during quarantine and just reflecting on some of these interviews that we had. We all had two people that we interviewed that we all know individually. So we thought it was a good time to kind of like reflect back on who we talked to, what we thought about the interviews, and how we're thinking about moving on forward from there. Again, a like and subscribe goes a long way. Go ahead and do that before you kind of watch this fully. Follow us on the Coaches Vault on Instagram. Go ahead, check our blog, the Coaches Vault. We got some dope shit.
Fire.
Just not Marcus's. So Marcus is
Fire.
good. All right. Anyway. All right. Let's get right on topic. Okay. We're gonna talk first things first. Okay. Don't shake your head. Okay. We're gonna go. Stop shaking your head. We're gonna go and talk about our mental health during quarantine and some ways that we kind of try to grow mentally, personally, and how we grow in our businesses and stuff like that. Just an overall general introspective thought process towards that. So whoever wants to jump on the table first, go ahead, jump on the table, and we'll talk about it.
Man, mental growth. God.
Yeah.
That was actually my question, and I was saying, I'm like, now I'm sitting there like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I have done nothing. This is what Marcus says. I've done nothing. I've been playing video games and literally doing nothing.
I definitely started playing video games since
Yeah.
since this quarantine started.
That reminds me. I gotta go buy Ghost of Tsushima today.
Yo,
So
facts.
I gotta
tomorrow.
buy that. That shit comes out tomorrow. I gotta go ahead and pre-order it real quick. Okay. Anyway, but go ahead.
Exactly. No, but I need to buy that game though. But in reality, like, man, mental growth, like, you in quarantine, you start to reflect on yourself, like, in your life. You just sitting down, like, you really can't go anywhere that you really want to. Like, I can't go to the gym. Going to the supermarket feels weird because all I see is people with all these like masks on. And then it's like you really
No toilet paper, no fucking cleaning supplies. It's all empty and stuff like that. Yeah, it's
That
crazy.
shit was rough in the beginning, yo.
Bro, I'm happy I had one roll left before it got crazy. Like, I'm like, why now? Why now? Anyway,
I did the buy a pack, walk out the store, go back in the store, buy a pack, walk out, buy it again, go back in, buy it again.
I went with my mom. I was so when quarantine started, like literally, I flew to Florida the day after the stay-at-home order started. It's like I flew Florida the next day. Everybody's like, stay at home. I'm like, all right, well, I'm on vacation for no fucking reason. But I was meeting my parents halfway or whatever like that. And
I love that the face froze.
Yeah, but he laughed. I was like, that was so scary. That was literally so scary. I thought he just vanished and just laughed. Anyway,
he
but,
he had the Kawhi Leonard laugh.
I still watch that video.
It's so funny. Anyway, but yeah, so like I went with my parents. Like we don't know each other, but Marcus, you know my parents. I look like both my parents. Like I look like if I walk next to my mom, I look like my mom. I walk next to my dad, I look like my dad. We're going separately. Everybody buy a pack of toilet paper. we all went separately in separate aisles. Like we all bought the same stuff, just double of it, and we all like went into different aisles and cashed out. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, keep going, Marcus.
And it's like for people who are like extroverts, and most of your time is spent outside doing things. Like just being inside, like you can go crazy. Like I literally felt like I was going crazy every day. Still feel like I'm going crazy every single day. Because like the different avenues to like see people interact for hours upon hours that you're normally used to. Oh my god! Like I had to find ways to keep myself busy. Like started programming more, started reading more, working like playing with the stock market, which I've been doing great with. I've been doing really good. So thanks the Lord on that. I haven't missed
good. Yeah, good.
none of my money. So, but like, and then video games. Like, video games are fun, but it's not like when you used to be in high school, man. Like, I can't get a
It's not the
squad.
same.
Like, none of
Nah,
my friends
man,
can
that's
like
no.
squad up and like Call of Duty and like play for hours. Like, it's
Yeah,
not the same. It's not
it's
the
not the
same.
same no more. It
You
doesn't
have
have that. I
responsibility.
don't. Yeah, we're grown. Like right after
Yeah.
25, like video games didn't really hit with me. Like I've always been like you. Like I'm the opposite. Like I'm completely introverted. Like I was born for this quarantine shit. Like this is exactly what I was meant for. Like I'm meant to be home. But like for me, video games aren't really the thing. Like I mean, I'll just play God of War and like I'll play it like fucking
Oh, I
five,
love
six
that
times.
game, man.
I'll never. Then I don't play like Call of Duty. Like I don't squad up with anybody anymore. I just do it. I just do it. For me, like video games have been the point of me turning off. Like I'm just like in the zone, and that's all I focus on. And I lose like 3-4 hours. So like for in a sense, it starts becoming my own kind of meditation. And doesn't even. It's not even like it's not fun, but it's just like if I don't turn off the PlayStation for like 5 weeks, like I don't turn on the PlayStation for 5 weeks. It used to be like a everyday thing. You know what I mean? So like it's not a big deal to me no more.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not. But it's like, man, it's just like different. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you start, you know what I mean, like trying to figure out what to do, and like you're trying to find avenues to like mentally like keep like chugging on, because like you're everything that you used to do is gone. It's like you're just picking up new habits. Like I found myself like, cleaning out my computer, like going through all my files and like, do I need
Wow.
this? No. Going through my phone, deleting insane amount of pictures that I have that
Oh,
I
yeah, all
don't know. I'm like,
screenshots too.
yo,
Yeah,
for a
I did that too.
Memes and shit.
screenshots, yup, memes. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't need none of this. You know what I mean? And it's like you going through books, reading books, going through movies on Netflix, and it's like anything that can help you like stimulate your mind, because like you can't
Mhm.
have the same impact like having a friend next to you and talking to him for like 3 hours.
Yeah,
It's rough.
for sure.
It's
Yeah, it
crazy.
is rough. So I mean, like I said, I'm completely different. I'm really introverted, so like I was meant for this quarantine life, man. So it wasn't hard to adjust. It was just hard to figure out more of a new avenue. I took it more as an opportunity than anything. I took it as an opportunity to try something different. So I was reading more. I started doing my own free programming to help anybody that I could.
Which is really good, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a genius programmer. You're welcome. Anyway, but I'm just playing. But
Just ask.
No,
yeah,
he's
shut
not.
up. I'm playing. But yeah. So like I wanted to do that for free to give people the option, but I also was a marketing tool for people to be like, all right, this is what he can do. Even though I didn't really do much with it, because I started falling in love with actually starting to blog like you got. Obviously, we all do right now. But I took it as more of an appreciation and more of an understanding of like what I needed to do next. Because like this won't last forever, but what can I do like at home that can kind of lead me to the next thing? Like what do I need to work on myself? So I was reflecting a lot more, like way more than I usually do. I was asking people for feedback, like I asked you guys for some things that you guys see in me, so I can use for later.
Shitty human being.
I am. That's fine. You can go fuck yourself.
Who's short and bold.
Okay. All right, whatever, bro. We see, bro. We make when we stand up. I don't have to look anywhere, bro. You ain't that
You look
taller than
up.
me.
You look
No,
up. Stop
I look
playing.
right here. We here. We here. We
You
here. All right. Anyway, bro. Anyway, but yeah. So I was doing a lot of reflecting. I was trying to figure out ways that I can help people and figure out what the next step was. And what I was learning about myself is that strength and conditioning for me is more of a gateway. It's not necessarily the end all be all of what I want to do. I do want to obviously own my own gym. So like this gave me man, tomorrow can end. Like tomorrow can be all over. You know what I mean? So like, so I had to be prepared for like when it's not over or whatever, like what I have to go ahead and truck on and get this stuff jumping. So it was just a lot of like trying to figure out what the next step was, being a lot more introspective, figuring out what I wanted to do. And what I figured out, like, again, was strength conditioning is not necessarily a gateway, but it's more for me to get to the end goal, which is I want to help people be better, and I want to help coaches be better coaches. So the way that I do that is by educating and by bettering myself by through my own actions, hopefully doing that with other people. So like the coach's blog is my way of doing that, is by educating people to be better mentally, stronger, personal growth, all that kind of stuff. But also for all you guys, you get me? You guys are, you get me? Like even though like we're all at the same level, like I don't treat you guys any different. I do treat myself as the person that leads all this. So I make sure that each of you guys have room to develop in any way that you guys need to, creatively, mentally, and I try to help you guys as much as I can in regards to making sure that you guys are on time, making sure that you guys are held accountable for making sure things are done correctly. And I mean, even if it's a small, minute fucking improvement, it's an improvement, and I take that as a win. You know what I mean? Because like I was talking to Terrence before, like man, we might not do this forever, but at the end of the day, like Marcus, you started doing poetry, and God knows, like maybe what your poet, like you can start writing a book maybe, or like Terrence starts finally doing these videos like he's been doing, and it can pop off. You know what I mean? None of us may never do this again, but like what it does, it creates an avenue that allows you to be creative and be like, I like to do this. Let me start doing more of it. So, so that's why I want, yeah, you start thinking more. You're like, man, like I actually, like you said, start baking more.
Started baking more.
You started baking more. That's not what I'm talking about. Let me finish my sentence, bro. All right. But yeah, so like it's just basically an avenue. I'm trying to allow each and every single one of you guys to do that, to hopefully get you guys better and coaches at the end of the day, and understanding that from each other, and just a bigger widespread connection between all of us. Yeah, I mean, we interviewed some great people. Now those people know you guys.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to somebody about that. Like, I was like in the middle of our interview, I'm really sitting there as we're like interviewing the LSU coaches. Like, there's no way in the world I would have been sitting in front of two LSU coaches talking about that are like master degree and doctorates and winning championships. So like, I don't have those connections like in my life like that. So it's cool to see like how we're able to bring in all of our different worlds. Like like we just talked about before we started recording, like we all brought in 2 guests for the Minority Report, and all 3 of us still have tons of other people that we can start reaching out to bring in on the show to even speak. So it's just kind of cool for us to really just bring a lot of our different worlds together and get different perspectives and build new connections. Now these are people that like I'm sure you got some follows from some of the people on Instagram, and I've got some of the follows, and like naturally even the people that I brought on the show, I wasn't super tight with them, but I was good enough that I had a rapport. But now like naturally I'm like communicating with those people more. I mean, hell, the whole reason I got into the King's Performance apprenticeship was from the interview. Like I was like from what they was talking about and what they represent and everything, I was like, you know what, like I'm interested, and I always like followed the gym loosely, so it was kind of cool to get them on the show and talk about it. And next thing you know, it turned into something else with some opportunity lined up for me over there. And now it's based off of us sitting down and talking. It's like, damn, we created a whole new avenue.
I'm not exactly. I was wondering when did you get into that and how did you get into that too. So thank you for explaining how.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I just saw like 1 week you just like I'm like apprentice. I'm like, when did this happen?
bro, we talked to you yesterday. Like you were there yesterday. It was quick. It was quick, bro.
As soon as that interview finished, it was like the next day. I think I was like the last person to put in an application.
That's
awesome, bro.
I jumped right in on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they're great people, and that's the thing about it too. Is like they're all great people. They're all great at what they do, and that's something that we all bring to the table, and we all but it's also good to see it from somebody else and like what they're good at, how they speak about what they do, and how much passion they have for what they do. I think that's the most interesting thing. Like King's Performance, like their culture, like for me, like I think culture is a huge like part of everything. I mean, a lot of people take that shit for granted. They just like allow anybody in or all that stuff. But if you have that know-how of what you want it to look like, it would be 10 times better and more efficient and more fluid and more fun if you kind of allow it to settle into that culture. You know what I mean?
And it's okay to not be for everybody. And I think that's what
exactly.
people should learn a little more. Like, yo, we don't have to appease everybody. Even like with the coaches' fault, like, you don't have to agree with everything we say. You don't have to like everything that's going on. But this is our avenue. We're going to gravitate to people that we want to gravitate to. And that's what's going to be so organic and lovely.
But for those viewers who don't agree on some of the things you say, please speak up. Oh my God, I would love to start a debate with some of you guys because I'm waiting for somebody to come at me.
Yeah. Marcus out here just wants all the smoke, and just to let everybody know, Marcus did lose that last argument with me. I'm just letting everybody know.
First of all,
Marcus did lose that argument with me, but like they don't matter. But like
if it helps you sleep at night, it's okay.
Whatever, bro. I sleep on my right side and I sleep with the dog right next to me, man. I sleep fine. But trust me, bro, I won that. What?
Sounds a little lonely there.
It does sound lonely. It's fine.
We should put a poll on an Instagram story, see who agrees with who.
Yeah, exactly. We should.
Let's do it.
We should. I'm gonna win. It don't matter.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
I'm gonna win based on looks. Just by looks.
What? With your shiny ass head, you can sit your ass down. You look like a milk dud.
I look like a milk dud.
You look like a milk dud.
You look like a raisin that got stepped on.
Put your ass up, little Hershey's Kicks. Over here, look like a ghetto ass Terry Crews.
Oh, that's disrespectful in this moment.
I know, I'm playing.
You look like a reject from a gay. You look like a reject from a gay bar.
Okay, we're done having this conversation.
We have been canceled.
We're done. We have been canceled. We have been canceled. Anyway.
Find out the cancel season?
Well, yeah. Oh my God, bro! If they cancel the season on anything, man, I swear to God, if motherfuckers don't start wearing their freaking masks, man, and we don't have college football season, I'm freaking out, bro. Like, I'm canceling everything. I'm gonna lock myself in the house. Like, I'm not gonna do anything, bro. Like, it's just that crazy. So
the NBA season right now is like up in jeopardy because people aren't taking the COVID serious and staying in the bubble.
Exactly.
Like, you have Zion who's leaving the bubble for family matters, but it's like
that's okay. That's different. You know what I mean? But when you go out, you know you're not supposed to leave the bubble, and you pick up fucking food. Like, dude, you're an NBA star. Let that motherfucker give you the food.
Yo, for real.
You know what I mean?
Their food looks pretty good too. Like, I don't know what they talking about. I'm like,
yeah. All right, but let's be real. I've been to that place before. I've been to that resort for the CSCCA conference, man. That food sucks.
Yeah.
Food sucks. But like, Disney food sucks. But like, all right, let's talk about. So like, if you get like a 6-pack chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A, what is that, like less than $5, right? All right, and it tastes good, right? Well, you get the same 6-piece chicken nuggets at Disney. It's like $25, and it tastes like rocks.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah. So like, I agree with what they're saying, but I mean, like, still, man, they get to actually play. They have the opportunity to play. You know what I mean? That's all they want. They have the opportunity to go up for a championship, even though how weird it may be to only play for like, what is it, a month or something like that?
It's 2 months. It's 2 months of like straight basketball, like a practice almost like every other day.
Yeah.
They have to do the 8 games plus the entire like playoffs.
Okay.
Which is up to 7 games, like 7 games of a series. So it's crazy, man.
It is crazy, but I mean, we'll figure it out. But yeah, let's go back on track and talk about this mental health and mental growth stuff. So like, Terrence, you didn't really talk about it. What are some of the things you were doing to kind of like get yourself like more mentally strong during this time?
Yeah, I'm the same with you in a sense of like how introverted I normally am, which I'm finding myself just kind of like naturally becoming a tad more extroverted. But it's super draining for people like us.
Oh my God,
be in our own bubble.
So like, Marcus, what you don't understand is that you gain energy from like talking to people. That's your thing. You're extrovert. Like, when I talk to somebody, I need like an hour nap. Like, if you talk with me for 10 minutes, like, bro, like, I'm dying right now. You know what I mean? But like, it depends on the person. but like it's 100% true. Like, and we have a very extroverted job, like a very extroverted job.
Well,
I mean,
100%.
so like having that, like we talk about all the time, having that balance, you get me, is very important. For just in general. But I think it's weird because like this is the thing. I don't want to cut you off too much, but
No.
yeah. But like being introverted, like in society, like for some reason, just people think you're weird. But like it's just the way that we are. You get me? It's not an anomaly. You get me? Some people have extroverted tendencies, and some people have introverted tendencies. I mean, I'm really extroverted when I talk about something I'm interested in, but I'm very introvert. I'm introverted when I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. You know what I mean? But like, it's it's like apparently natural, and it's societal. It's like socially appropriate or a social norm to be extroverted. But like, why? You know what I mean? Like some people just aren't like that. You know what I mean? So
because we're all meant to like communicate with one another, be around one another. That's like how we were. Back
exactly.
Like we look at the caveman era. I mean, everybody was practically outside.
And we're all supposed to be tribesmen. I 100% agree with that. But like, we don't have to be tribesmen 24/7.
Yeah.
I mean, like I have my tribe. I have a very small tribe, and I love that tribe. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna be with that tribe 24/7. We ain't gonna. I need my time. Nope. I need time just away. You know what I mean? Just for a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna like leave forever. I mean, but like there's times that I need to recharge. That I need to be by myself, think about do my own thing, no matter how small they may be. You know what I mean? I don't need to be around people all the time, but like when I'm around people, I try to like. I mean, you know how it is, Marcus. Like we hang out for all day, and I have zero problem with that.
Yeah.
But if
usually
it's not,
introverted people like smaller groups anyway too.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, too many people
like huge social gatherings.
Yeah, too many people like. I hate clubs and stuff like that. Like I've never liked that feeling of being in the club, being so tight, like so many people talking at once, but like I can't hear shit. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not even here. But anyway, go ahead, Terrence. So like before you were talking, I wanted to go on a tangent. My bad.
Yeah, but the thing, even though I wouldn't say super introverted, but I'm introverted. I'm always out. So with the quarantine thing for me, whether it was like me working or I don't know, I just find myself out a lot. I don't really stay in the house often. So when it was like being in lockdown and it's like, yo, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm literally going to be stuck in the house. And to our job, for the most part, unless you got some kind of online setup, if you're not in person, you're not making money,
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'm an independent contractor. I'm not like an employee-based trainer. So there's no type of situations that was going on for me to where like I had money coming in if I'm not showing up. So like I remember the day that they announced that gyms would be shutting down at 8 p.m. I took a 3-year layoff from powerlifting. I'm literally in the middle of a prep and I get like the shit on my phone like, yeah, gyms are shutting down at 8 p.m. until further notice as I'm warming up for squats.
Damn.
That shit. And it was my first time ever using a Duffalo bar, so I'm super excited. I'm like, all right, this is cool. That session just turned into a shit show. I haven't squatted with a bar on my back since that day either.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, actually, and the crazy part, which I probably shouldn't be saying, but I've had access to like some spots to train that had weights, and things like that. But I never utilized it. Like I actually just treated my quarantine workouts like anybody else. I kind of want to just take like a back to basics approach. Just like seeing what I can do with the little bit of shit that I have, equipment wise, but with the more knowledge that I have back from when I was like 14 years old, just downstairs in my room trying to figure shit out, so now it's like, act like you're back in that environment, but with 10 times more of the knowledge that you have now and just kind of like create something for yourself. And that was like around the time that I found your training program. So I was like, all right, fuck it, cool. Like I'll jump on that, and played around with some stuff. But overall, the mental health part of it, I just kept telling myself, like, don't take the little shit for granted. So like every day I was just telling myself, I'm like, you're still able to pay the bills that you have. You got a roof over your head. You got food in the refrigerator. So like the more I just kept telling myself that shit every day, you know what I mean? Like it was just kind of making things go by a little bit better, because I'm like, there's other people that are going through this situation right now. They're losing their businesses. They don't know how they're gonna pay rent. Some people are getting sick. Like I never got sick. Like that was a big thing like that, you know. So I'm just looking at the little things, like, you know, it's not perfect. It's not ideal the way you want it to be, but you can't really complain too much because like you're healthy and you have the necessities that you need to keep living right now. You still got a lot of loved ones and, you know, people that you could speak to. Like, it's not the end of the world for you, you know, and this is a period that's going to pass. So as long as you can keep your sanity right, you know, keep your mind healthy, keep it sharp. I was making sure I kept up with my workouts, because I do fitness because I enjoy this shit too. It's not just, you know, a job for me. Like this is like a part that just helps me grow as a person. I just like the challenge of working out, and it makes you feel good. You know, sometimes it sucks during the process. Afterwards, you fucking feel phenomenal. You know, at least that's the way I train, to feel phenomenal. So,
shit, I thought we was training to not get fat.
That helps you feel phenomenal.
Yeah. I train not to get diabetes and be fat, but like I'm still fat, as Marcus tells me. Thank you, bro. But
as long as you're strong, that's what matters.
But yeah, you squatting over 365 though.
I'm 405 very soon, bro. Don't worry about that, man. It's coming soon. I'm telling you, man. What I did during quarantine is like I kind of like I've noticed myself being so all over the place when it came to my programming. I mean, like I would want to be strong, but then my diet would suck, and then I get fat, and then I was like, well, I got to go back and cut weight. Then I do a program to do that, and then I start losing so much strength. I was like, I want to get strong. So like it was always this weird fluctuation because nothing ever lined up, and like I was starting to worry too much about my body image and not really about what I truly wanted. And what I truly wanted to be strong. But like what I have to understand is that you can't be on a bulk for like 6 months and expect to not gain some body fat. You know what I mean, you can't be on a cut for like 6 months and expect to be 6% body fat. So like what I'm trying to do is try to be a lot more smart. So I'm working backwards. So like by May 2021, I'm trying to hit a certain goal. So every 10 weeks I kind of have a program, and I do a mini cut, I do a mini bulk, mini cut, mini bulk, kind of like that. You know what I mean? Just like every other program does, but I've never done it in such a long span or thought about it in such a year that I want to see how it goes. But
that's how you got to do it with your training anyway, though. Like, and you know what's fucked up is the problem is like, and I'm sure all of us go through this, we have so much information on training. So it's like, you try to do all of it. And it's the same shit you will be telling your clients, like, dude, you can't do all that at the same time. Like, you know, so it's like, sometimes we got to take our own advice. It's like, all right, like if you want to really get shredded, focus on that for 3 to 4 months, but don't expect your deadlift to go up another 50 pounds. If it does, congratulations, you're an anomaly. But if it does it's kind of designed for it not to move that way. So it's like, oh, I'm going to drop down to 6% body fat and increase 50 pounds on my deadlift all within 4 months. Is like,
I don't have a magical shelf of testosterone and steroids to be able to be one of those anomalies. You get me? But like,
that's a conversation too. Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's a whole conversation too. But I mean, but right there is just like, well, I got to start practicing what I'm preaching in all aspects. Cause like I do say like the same thing. I say it to my clients all the time, but I don't do it. So now I have to kind of like finally practice what I preach. So that's kind of what the whole, I call it, like, that's what I'm doing. I call every time I finish my writing, I say, stay savage. It's actually a reminder to myself. Cause I'm in, what I called it is savage mode. Okay. Or savage season. So this entire year in the middle of May to like, last week I was bulking like in the middle of summer. Cause why? Cause I wanted to. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was nice, man. I ate a whole bunch of shit. But anyway, I only like I didn't gain that much weight, but I got significantly stronger because I was just smarter with everything that I did. So now I'm just gonna take a quick cut, okay, like 8 weeks, just to do general PPP, like West Side, like a West Side method with some weaning warm ups and stuff like that, and then go back into a triphasic phase to get really freaking strong. I mean, use everything that I learned. I mean, I don't have to throw the kitchen sink at it, but if you throw the whole kitchen sink at it, you have to be intelligent with it. That's all it is. But yeah, like that's just like if anything comes from this whole quarantine is just being more intelligent what you're doing and be appreciative of your life that you have. I mean, if this quarantine doesn't show you appreciation for all the small things, then you did something wrong, or appreciation for yourself and what you have. Like Terrence was like you were saying, Terrence. I mean, you have to have appreciation that you have a roof over your head. You're able to pay your bills. You're able to go on unemployment or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Some people are out on the streets, lost their business, lost their homes. You know what I mean? Lose their families, and their family members because of this real virus. You know what I mean? Fuck you, Karen. But yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Like even just like driving around, all the small businesses I would see like in my neighborhood and shit, dude. Like I can count on two hands within like 5 blocks how many businesses that I see with like the for sale signs up and shit like that. Like I think about that, man. I'm like, damn. Like just imagine like if I had opened a gym thinking shit was gonna be awesome a couple months before, then this shit, you know what I mean? Like you put your whole life into this moment to get ready, and you know you're gonna go through the
ringer
mistakes and the ringer of just starting off a business and shit, and then something super unexpected like this happens, and it's like, yo, like I invested all that.
Yeah,
I would literally just cry in bed for like the rest of my life.
I
wouldn't even know how to deal with that.
Yeah,
it's really hard because you get no assistance for some of these small small businesses, and it's like, and people sitting them like, follow your dream, but it's like, I followed my dream, and next thing you know, I'm bankrupt. Like, I'm filing for bankruptcy. Like, it's rough. It's definitely rough.
When you have a small business, you're trying to figure the shit out.
Exactly, that's all it is.
Sometimes we don't have all the answers when we jump right into this shit. You're trying to figure it out. So.
Yeah. So I mean, bless all the ones that are able to keep their lights on. I mean, I feel sorry for everybody else, but I mean, it's just the world that we're living in right now, and it sucks. And I mean, if we're gonna talk about the world that we're living in, it's just, again, 2020 is a very revealing year, like a very revealing year for everything. Man, you're getting destroyed by mosquitoes right now, bro.
I'm about to go in the house.
Yeah, you gotta go inside, man, before you get devoured. But
come back out hella bumps.
Yeah, exactly. red spot. Yeah. No, but like, 2020 is just a revealing year. I think we'll be remiss. I mean, even talk about mental health, just like the mentality like that we've dealt with, especially you guys dealt with this whole situation with like George Floyd, Black Lives Matters, and all that stuff. I mean, that obviously has to affect, I mean, not only you guys, but myself for you guys. Yeah, I mean, just dealing with like all this crazy ass bullshit, this racism and prejudice and this deep rooted like social injustice kind of stuff, man. So I mean,
that also plays into like the mental aspect of everything too, because
exactly.
Like, you in quarantine, you're seeing all this stuff happen, and you're just like, it's like flashbacks that you're just like, damn, I remember that happened to me a couple years back or a couple months back, like, you know what I mean, like, so you kind of getting that same memory, like shit, like now you going into like the mental stress of like seeing this, happen to somebody else and remembering that it happened to you. So it definitely is a big, it definitely is really big on the mental side, because you're trying to figure out what can you do to not only spread the message out, but to help others, and then you're trying to help yourself, and then you're working on doing, trying to like work through different like mental, like mental. I usually say mental disorders, but like depression kicks in, sadness, and like one thing that talking to my fiance always says that like for the Black community, for the men, we sometimes we also need therapy, you know what I mean? Because like we have so much trauma, and even for people right now who are in, still in quarantine because they don't have a job and their jobs are still closed, you need some type of like, some gateway to talk it out, because like there is a lot of pent up frustration that you have and you can't release because you're just sitting at home and it's like, I can't do shit.
Exactly.
And sometimes you have a lot more shit going on in your head than you even realize until you start talking.
Yeah. Everybody, it's therapy. I mean, people kind of put therapy in this thing of like you have to have a disorder to do it. I mean, therapy is just literally, it's just like literally talking about your shit. That's all it is. Yeah, I mean, and maybe going to a therapist may not be it. You get me? Especially you have to pay fucking $200 for an hour or whatever like that, something absorbent. But like understanding that as men, we still have to talk about our issues. You know what I mean? You can't just bottle that stuff up. And if it's not like on video, it has to be to somebody. You know what I mean? And especially with everything that's going on, um, the anger of being in quarantine, you get me? Like you can't do anything. You literally can't do anything but watch. Yeah. You know what I mean? You literally can't do anything but watch. You know what I mean? You can go ahead and research and try to like get points out that you need to get points out, talk to people that you need to talk to, and make sure that you guys are like, we are all religiously putting stuff up. Like Breonna Taylor's like murders still haven't been prosecuted. Like
which is bananas.
Like that. Yeah, this is just been like. Have you seen the new thing that came out about like the lawyer for her boyfriend? Like that, like the lawyer for the boyfriend was part of the system of Louisville. So like as she's or she or he or whatever the prosecutor was questioning the cops that murdered her, he was kind of leading. He's like, oh, I bet that was really, really tough for you to go into this person's house. You know what I mean, I'm sorry for it. Like just like wording it in a way that made it seem like what he did was dangerous. You know what I mean? To go into her house, knock it down, you know what I mean, and shoot 8 times. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy. That's crazy. So like, it's on my story. So like, I would go see it and hear this whole thing. And it's just by these 2 interviewers or these 2 people that talk about it and just how mad they are about the whole situation. There's no justice right now going on. You know what I mean? And it's just some deep rooted shit that cops are allowed to do what they want. And I think the problem is that people don't understand that defunding the police doesn't necessarily mean getting rid of all the police. I mean, it means about defunding the bullshit that they do, and then funding the real things that they need, like a better education and a better system and a better way to get these cops in there. Yeah, I mean, that's all. That's to me, that's what it means. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, we can get rid of some fucking racist ass cops. Like, I'm not saying they'll do that, but all this stuff
kind of the money and how are you funneling the money
and how you funnel the money.
Fund the police and just start doing some other bullshit with it, like.
Exactly.
Do with that?
Exactly. Stop funding them for so many guns. Why don't you fund them for education? You know what I mean, let's have more education about who we should be talking to. How should we proceed? Why are we stepping on why are we teaching them to step on people's heads and necks? That don't make no sense. I mean, that rhymes, by the way. I know it's a big topic, but that rhymes. I'm starting to be a rapper. That's you, Marcus. Boom, boom. But boom, boom. Okay, but I mean, it came up to me really because Monday, I got pulled over. And like, I'm just thinking like, all right, fuck, like, I'm just gonna get a ticket, you know what I mean, or whatever like that. And like, I'm really sitting and like, after talking to you guys and after like the whole situation happened, like I'm getting a heart pump because I'm gonna get a ticket. I'm gonna get a ticket. You know what I mean? The dude's not gonna do shit to me. But I could just imagine I'm driving down SMU, which is like one of the priciest schools in the country. You know what I mean? And all around is mansions and houses. You know what I mean? Just random white people just walking by all over the place. You know what I mean? And even as a Spanish kid, you get me? I'm light skinned. I can pass. You know what I mean? And it's just like, the dude was like, here, like, you get a pass. Like, yeah, like, this is like, just don't do it again. I mean, I was just imagine if Marcus was in the car with me. Just imagine if Mark was driving. I mean, I'm just thinking in my head, like, this is like, it's just unfair. You know what I mean? Just like the whole situation of how that's happening. And like, cops are just pulling people over for no reason. Like the other guy who was just like having his hands up had the recording, and the cop literally grabbed the dude's hand and opened his door for him. Shit like that, bro.
Yeah, and that happens all the time because, you know, one bad word, one wrong move, you know what I mean? You might have a gun flash in your face.
Yeah.
In a matter of instance, like, you can be like, the cop can be like, license registration. You go to reach your glove department. His gun is in his hand. You're like, dude, you just told me to get my license registration. Like, where you think I have it in my pocket? Like, you think I have it right here on the dashboard for you? Like, no. Like, as soon as you pulled me over, I stopped my car, put my hands on the steering wheel, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I did. Like, I'm waiting for you to give me instructions so that I can figure out what the fuck is going on. But like, it happens all the time, and then you get people like the cop. You know, the stories on my video, and I think you reposted as well. Is you know, I mean, like, you know, yeah, you have a black man who got stopped by the cops. His one hand is up, other hand's on his phone recording, and you could see the hate and the maliciousness that the cop had. Like, he literally was like, "Oh, you record me, whatever." Like, you know what I mean? Like, he forces his way into the car. what you're not supposed to do as a cop. You know what I mean? And then he's talking to the guy in a very evil tone, and it's like, dude, like you kept telling him a count of three and that you want to like rough him up, like, and then you actually decide you actually put him in a chokehold, and you tell the camera that you about to put him in a chokehold too if you listen closely. So like stuff like that, like it just pisses you off, you know. And then there's so much trauma, but like to switch topics real quick, you know, watched the video today was about with Blake Lively on it, talking about some of the things that are happening in this world, and it's been happening for years. Just like how black men and black women have been mistreated, so have our kids, and it's the same people that are running this world, you know, are causing this. And it's like a lot of the, you know, the majority keeps turning a blind eye to stuff like this. It's like you're turning a blind eye to kids getting, you know, to, you know, pedophiles or kids getting missed or kidnappers or kids getting raped. It are the same people who are turning a blind eye to these black women and men getting shot, getting killed, you know, all like, and get all this hate crime. And it's like we're supposed to help one another, you know, uplift one another, but then you're the same person that you see it happening in front of you, and then you just turn your head like, I ain't see shit.
Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Yeah, I mean, it's like, just crazy.
And then they wonder why people have a hard time talking to, you know, the police or talking to some of these, you know, upper level individuals, or even, you know, the majority of the world, because like that happens, you know, to us on an everyday basis. And like the same person who, you know, who's seen this done doesn't say nothing, and like we're looking at them like, yo, speak up.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
100%, man. It's 100% crazy. I mean, it's just, I mean, there's so much shit going on. Yeah, I mean, but I think again, like Dustin said in one of his articles, and we keep talking about it. It's just like 2020 might not have been the year that we wanted, but it's the year that we all needed. I mean, we all needed to understand what was going on in our society with social injustice and all these random ass things that are happening with this pedophile. That thing was disturbing. The fact that like she was even talking about infants with umbilical cords still being in child pornography was just crazy to me. But and also like with this whole mask thing, I think it's also very revealing about just human rights in general. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why it's so hard for people to wear cloth on their face, you know what I mean, to protect other people, because it feels like what they're really saying is that I don't want to do it because for my own selfish needs, I don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think what people are saying, so this is my belief. I believe that it's our human right and as all humans to protect and love each person, no matter the creed, the religion, and all that stuff. Okay, it doesn't matter the race, color. We should all love each other. Doesn't matter. Okay, but when you say I don't want to wear a mask, I don't think Black Lives Matter, then you believe that humans don't fucking matter. That's what you believe. You know what I mean? Because you believe that you have the right to say these things. You get me? You have no rights in general in my eyes, because you don't even want to wear something to protect other people. You know what I mean? You don't think that fucking what's going on is wrong. You know what I mean? Everything, like this shit, like this whole year is just very fucking revealing. You know what I mean?
Dude, there was a case today about, it was like this white lady, who is trying to sue Starbucks and barista. Her case was that the barista was like, it's mandatory for you to come into the store, you must wear a mask. She was trying to say that she has a disorder, it's not a medical disorder. It was by it was a person that cracks necks. I'm trying to remember the name. Like
a chiropractor.
A chiropractor wrote a letter saying that she had.
Time out. Why was that so hard?
I don't know. I had a blank spot. But,
okay.
A chiropractor told her that, you know, gave her a note saying that she had difficulty breathing, but the guy was like, it's still mandated by the law for you to wear a mask. So she was getting upset, saying that he's discriminating her. So somebody random created a GoFundMe page to give a tip to this barista. It got over like $100,000, and now the lady is suing the kid for half the tips because she felt like she was discriminated against because the law stated that you must wear a mask when going inside of a
business. Yeah, business or whatever like that.
So
yeah.
It's like this is the people that we're dealing with. It's like
yeah.
you want the end result because you feel like you were discriminated against, but it's like it's safety over everything else. Like, would you walk into a room knowing you have AIDS and just trying to throw and pass blood around your whole family? Like, when you have a cut in your hand, you knew you have AIDS. Would you go to your kids like, here, take mine too?
Like my germs.
Yeah, like would you get
what you're doing?
Would you get to your kids? Would you get to your family members? Like, no, you wouldn't. So why are you trying to do it to somebody else? Because you don't know them. You know what I mean? So it's like people really need to take this whole thing serious because it's really fucked up. Like, it's a mask. You're not gonna die wearing a mask.
Yeah. So my thing is, my father has asthma. Okay. My mother has an autoimmune disorder. Okay. My father can, by definition of asthma, has issues breathing. And do you understand that he wears a mask and does not bitch about it? He's been wearing a mask for the last 40 years because he works for ExxonMobil and they need to wear a mask when they're in their facility. And he has never complained about wearing a mask for the last 40 years. I don't understand where these random disorders are coming from that you can't wear a mask because my neck hurts. That does not have to do with your breathing. I don't get it.
That's how funny it was until you put it in that perspective.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So what people have to understand, like, look, like maybe we're blowing the coronavirus out of proportion. But again, it's all of our first pandemic. But you have to understand that this virus, you know what I mean, can go in your system without you knowing, and you can transmit it. You can be not symptomatic whatsoever and spread it. So for you to wear a mask, it's not about protecting yourself. It's about protecting other people. And that goes back to the whole thing of you being a selfish person and probably racist for like no reason. And just going ahead and just doing these things maliciously and not even know about it because you're privileged enough to go ahead and say it. I mean, all these people are now saying that because I'm like nowadays you see all these videos of like people recording like these white people that are doing this crazy ass shit. It's like, and these white people are like, I'm white, I don't need to do it. Like they're acknowledging that because of their color of their skin, they don't need to wear a mask or they don't need to do whatever else. They're finally acknowledging the issue when they're yelling and screaming it without them even knowing.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy to me. You know what I mean? It's just like people don't understand like what they're truly doing, and that's the whole point of this quarantine is that it's an introspective look at what the hell is going on in the nation and in yourself.
Look, man, we can blow the this whole thing out of proportion, saying COVID is real, COVID is not real, but I want to talk to the guy. I want to talk to through a glass or through the phone about the one guy who had a COVID party. You know what I mean? And then at the hospital told the nurse that he regretted it when he was on his deathbed. You know what I mean? Like, so that guy is it serious now? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you got COVID and you want to have a party about it, but then next thing you know, you're on your deathbed, looking at everybody like, shit, I fucked up. Like, clearly you fucked up because, people want to take this, as like it's nothing, you know what I mean? Like when we had smallpox, when we had malaria, you know what I mean? All these different
the Spanish flu. I mean, like
it took some people out. Some people were resistant, and some people got taken out of it. And like, but at the end of the day, it was a serious ordeal. This is a serious thing happening.
You know what the problem is though? Everybody thinks shit ain't real until it hits them in the front door. You know 100%.
100%.
It's like, that's really what it boils down to. Like everybody, Corona's bullshit, until someone close to you catches something.
Yeah.
Or even the same thing with like racism and shit like that. You don't think it happens until you see the shit in front of you, and it's like, oh, this is a real issue. Like, no, this shit goes on, but you're so much in your fucking bubble that you don't see it. You think certain shit just happens in movies. You think people just walk around and just complain about shit for no reason. It's like, no, you just might not be around it, but there's a lot of shit when you start getting out of your bubble of real life things that are going on, So I think now is just kind of putting things in perspective for people like, oh, like this really is an issue, or like maybe even if the disease isn't affecting me directly, I heard about X, Y, and Z that's been going through it. Maybe this is more than what it is. It's like, no, we're not just saying shit for no fucking reason, dude. Like, be mindful of shit that's going on, and sometimes just get out of your own bubble and see what's really happening around the world.
Yeah, for real. I think it's just, shit needs to change. This is a perfect opportunity for things to change, man. Like, it's 100% real. But like, it's just, get out your bubble. Right now, it's a perfect opportunity to do that. You get me? You see all this stuff. Everything's online now. You have nothing better to do. You know what I mean? Literally, like a bunch. You guys are still in quarantine, so the entire New Jersey, you know what I mean, can't say they didn't see anything going on. You know what I mean? Like, shit is going on. Shit is being real. But yeah, again, like we can literally throw this all out of proportion. But as far as I know, you know what I mean, people are complying in Japan and all these different countries. You get me? And their numbers are basically nothing. And we can't put on a mask, and then we wonder, like, hey, why don't we have a football season? Yeah, I'm gonna bring football back up because, you know what I mean, if we don't have a football season, then like everybody's gonna start freaking out. I mean, but it was your fault because you didn't put on a mask. You didn't do your part, and that's all it is.
And that's
just
why
do your
Florida's
fucking
getting
part.
fucked right now.
Florida's getting so fucked right now. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to go to the beach.
They're back on quarantine. They're
rolling back.
Yeah,
they're rolling everything back. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta learn, like, all right, listen, like, if you want things to be open, you're gonna have to comply, or you're just gonna have to wait. You know what I mean? Like, we could be Florida beach.
It's so funny because we talking about people chilling, like, all these white people who are not complying, but it's like when the black people are stopped by cops, what do you see in the comments? If you complied, nothing will happen to you. Wow,
yeah.
It makes it so relevant, doesn't it?
Look at that. And look at what you did. You brought it together. You just brought it together. Like, 100%, man. 100%. It's just crazy. I mean, it's literally privilege, and like, you're seeing it with not only like racism and all that stuff, but you're seeing it with just complying with just this disease and not this disease, but I think racism is the disease, but this virus, just in general. But yeah, I think that's a dark way to end it, unless you guys have a funny way to kind of end it. But I think that's a good talk.
No, it's a great talk, man. Being real about it.
yeah, exactly.
Look, man, we're the minority report, man. We gotta talk about the real facts happening.
Exactly.
Because, you know what I mean? Not a lot of people will.
Yeah. Just literally, we're the small guys, and we just want our voices to be heard. That's all it is, bro. We talk to you guys.
I like the dynamic we have, though, because like we can fuck around when we want to, but we could turn the switch on and talk about some
Exactly, bro. And we have no problem turning on the switch, because this shit needs to be said.
Yeah,
100%. This shit needs to be said. Okay. I still think Marcus looks like a milk dud, but anyway, this goes for you guys. Okay. All right. Well, please go ahead, please like and subscribe. Okay. Follow us on the Vault, the Coach's Vault, on Instagram. Check out our blog on the Coach's Vault. Okay. And just every Thursday, every Friday, we're gonna be doing these videos for you guys. Next week we might have an interview. Next week we might actually do one of these again. Honestly, this was fun. So we'll see what we do. All right. But be pleasantly surprised. Okay. We thank you guys for your for following us, showing us love, and doing all that stuff. And I thank each one of you guys, okay, for sticking around, doing the things that you needed to do, and just being great people.
Same here, man.
Same dude. Appreciate
you
the clap.
You still like a yogurt covered raisin that got thrown in the ground.
That's fine. My dog still loves me, and I'm lonely. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.
All right, man. Be safe.
All right.